Now, the world's most popular search engine, Google, has turned 25. Larry Page and Sergey Brin started it as a research project when they were both doing their PhDs at Stanford University. The name comes from the mathematical term googol, which refers to the number 1 followed by 100 zeros, and it reflects Page and Brin's intention to organize large amounts of information. As of last month, Google had a global market share of about 92%. Its nearest competitor, Bing, held about 3%, and Yahoo just over 1%. In 1988, Page and Brin received $100,000 investment for their idea, and now the company is valued at over $1.7 trillion. Incredible, isn't it? Let's talk to Adrian Weckler, who's the technology editor at the Irish Independent, joins us now from Belmullet in Ireland. Adrian, it's great to have you with us. You know, on the one hand, it's hard to believe it's been 25 years, and on the other, you kind of wonder if there ever was a time before Google. But there was, and information certainly didn't come at the press of a button. Remind us of how things were back in the day and how things then changed with the arrival of Google.
Well, thank you for the age verification, Nick. Yes, back before Google, we had things called encyclopedias, newspapers. It was much more difficult to organize information, to find things out. We take for granted now that anything from looking up a cinema time to shopping to finding out what has been said, we typically go to our phone, and some part of that is inevitably going to use Google. It has become the greatest influencer of information, of opinion, of news, and everything else. And it has done so while becoming the biggest advertising company in the world, making over $1 billion per week in profit. So from the origins that you spoke about, with $100,000 in original investment, Google has become just an information powerhouse.
Yeah, they started it off in a garage, didn't they? What is it that they actually did?
Yeah, so basically it was Susan Wieke's garage who became the president of YouTube, a company they acquired. Essentially what they were trying to do was to index information. They were trying to they wrote a page ranking formula, and this was the early years of the internet. So they were trying to index and organize pages on the internet and websites in a way that would ultimately become attractive to advertisers. Now, they didn't originally want ads on the site initially, which was deeply ironic given how much they dominate the global advertising market, but that's what they did.
How quickly did the concept grip, and how do they fight off the opposition? Because there must have been no end of people trying to, copycat it.
Yeah, well, when I started using the internet for search, it was companies like Alta Vista or Ask Jeeves, which became Ask.com, or even Yahoo, which were the big players at the time. Google just got the secret sauce right. They got the algorithm right. So it became very apparent to anyone who was using Google that you would surface the information you were looking for much, much quicker at using Google. And it was an organic thing. Don't forget, this was an era when a minority of the world, a minority of people, even in rich countries, were using the web or were even using computers. So that kind of word of mouth spread very, very quickly. So it was actually the quality of the product.
So now, 25 years on, things have moved incredibly fast. We're now in the world of AI, ChatGPT. What about that? Can they survive it?
Well, this is by far their biggest challenge, because I'm not sure if you have used ChatGPT, but I use it and I use some AI rivals. And, at its best, it is actually a slightly better way of searching for information. Now, Google knows this, which is why internally they're kind of freaking out at the moment over ChatGPT and AI. They do have their own version called Google Bard, and they're investing an awful lot of money in AI at the moment. However, most analysts and most industry watchers would say that they're not quite there with Microsoft and OpenAI and ChatGPT. This will be their absolutely huge test in the future, because while they have a Gmail, they have Chrome web browser, which most of us use. They have YouTube, they have search, they have cloud, they have a whole load of unbelievably well-performing businesses. But everyone knows that the billions at the moment in investment are going into AI, and that's where the computing of the future is going to be.
Okay, well, things are moving incredibly fast, to say the least. Our time has run out too. Adrian, appreciate that. Thanks very much, Adrian Wickler, speaking to us there from Ireland. Thanks a lot.